Good morning, everybody. So we had a storm come through. Was it yesterday? And we had a lazy morning this morning, and we looked out the window, and something has to be addressed right now. So we're gonna take you along and show you. So the storm we had about 55-mile-an-hour winds. And about 3 inches of new snow out here. And the wind buckled our chicken coop roof. So that could have been way worse. Thankfully it was just that, but I'm thankful last night no raccoons were able to get in there, because I'm pretty sure it was like that all night last night. Poor chickens. Hi, girls. So we're gonna fix that right now. You know, one thing, the dogs sure love this snow, and they are probably gonna be sad when it's gone. Murph, are you playing in the snow? Get that snow, Murph. Get it. Get it. Haley, you like the snow too? Alright, now that that project's done, and no critters can hopefully not get in there and get my chickens, we're gonna head inside out of this cold weather, and I'm gonna set up to start some seeds finally. I'm excited. See you guys in there. Hey everybody, chicken coop has been fixed. It's a little bit later on in the day, and we are going to start some hot pepper seeds. I was gonna do this last week, but just things rarely do plans work out like they should. So we are going to get at it. I'm going to show you my setup. I've got Talia here. She thinks she's gonna help me. She's not a very good helper, but we'll see how it goes anyway. So let me show you my setup and talk about it, and then I will show you what seeds I'm doing. All right, so these are just expanding right now. So what I've got is I'm reusing my trays from last year. So these, I actually just ordered 200 pellets. They don't fit in these trays perfect, but they're hopefully gonna work. We're gonna try it out and see. So we'll see how that goes. I know a lot of people don't like using these little pods. There's more maybe efficient, economical way to do those, but they're easy, and I've had really great success with them. I've had really good success. That's why I haven't switched. That didn't last long. I told you she wasn't a good helper. All right, so let's talk about seeds here. Grab these. So we are going to first talk about my favorite pepper I planted last year. I seen a lot of people grew these, and I was really excited to grow them, and they did not disappoint. The only bummer was I had a lot of them that were not ripe at the end of the season. They're still in my freezer, and I'm hoping to make some hot sauce out of them, but I did have a lot of ripe ones, but a lot of them were a lot of them just weren't ripe, and so that's why I was going to plant them. I was going to start them a little earlier, but like I said, it didn't happen, so we're just going to roll with it again. The Sugar Rush Peach Pepper. So this pepper was my absolute favorite thing, probably my favorite thing I grew, period, all throughout my garden. And if you hear something, that's Murphy right here. He also thinks he needs to help when he can, but you're not a very good helper either. Can you go lay down? Go lay down. Good dog. Go lay down. Go find a place. So I made hot sauce out of these peppers, and it was my first time ever making hot sauce, and I made it 2 different ways. I'll show you if we still have, I'm not sure if we still have any, but if I do, I'll show you what they look like. But yeah, this was really, really my favorite thing I grew. They are super prolific. I don't remember how many plants. See, this is where I need to do would have been good to have a video, but I don't know if I wrote it down anywhere of how many of these I started, but it was a lot. Very good pepper. If you aren't growing these, I would highly recommend these peppers. So that was a success last year. These 2, I didn't grow at all. So last year, after spring, I had come across a company called Dollar Seed Company, or Dollar Seed. And I never tried it before, and frankly, I thought, man, that sounds kind of not very great, right? And so I ordered a lot of these because they were $1 a piece, right? So why not? So this is called a Purple Prince Chili Pepper. And I'll throw a picture of it up because they don't come with pictures on the bags, but I'll throw a picture up of this. I did not grow this last year, so I'm excited to try this, and hopefully I have good success with this. I did grow some of the Dollar Seed things I ordered. I think I grew some tomatoes. What else? A couple Dollar Seed things, and they actually germinated. I mean, stuff I did germinate, I had actually really good success with it. The next pepper, this one I have heard rave reviews about, and I'm really excited to grow this as well. It's a shishito pepper. Haven't grown it before, but this is probably the one I'm most excited about this year. So that's happening. This is another one I did not grow last year. I just ordered it this year. The lemon drop pepper. Since I made hot sauce, I kind of was looking at peppers, not the shishitos, but a few of these. I was looking at different, like maybe the purple chili, these lemon drop, to maybe make more hot sauces. This is kind of my thought about it. This I'm going to plant. It was a free seed from Baker Creek. The teal, I don't know how to say it. It's supposed to be super hot, so we'll plant a few of those and see how that goes. Another one is a hybrid Goliath jalapeno. This one also doesn't have a picture, so I'll throw one up of it. I've grown this for a few years now, and they're very great. It's a good one to grow. I like that Goliath jalapeno probably better than this one, Craig's Grande jalapeno. This one's okay. It grows really well, but I think the Goliath does a little bit better than this one, but we're growing this one as well. And then these two, I was kind of, and I should have known because the package, now that I'm looking at it, they're small. These pumpkin spice jalapenos and lemon spice jalapenos. These grew really well last year, but they're small. And I wasn't anticipating that, so I kind of, my expectations were a little different, but I'm not doing as many of these as I did last year, but we're doing these. So those are all minus the shishito peppers, and these are all my hot peppers I'm growing. I'm not sure, let me see the shishitos. Yeah, 8 to 12 weeks. I would just rather be on the longer side of my peppers, because last year I had like those Sugar Rush peach peppers. I had another few varieties that I'm not planting this year. Brazilian starfish. They actually did well, but I just had a lot of peppers that weren't ripe at the end of the season, so, or weren't, yeah. So we are going to do that. I have my tags. These tags I have cut to fit in these things, but we're doing something different when we plant them outside, so I'm just gonna write what they are here so I can keep track of them while they're germinating, and until I transplant them. Then we're gonna mark them a little bit different in the garden, because that was another lessons learned. Oh, I was gonna tell you guys this video about some lessons learned last year. This was one of them. I had these stuck in our rows, and the peppers and the tomatoes did okay, but when it came to my pumpkins, since they weren't on a row, a mound, they were just kind of in a flat area, all of these washed away. So at the end, I didn't know what some of my pumpkins were, and squash, so. All right, let's get planting. All right, the first ones we're gonna do is the Sugar Rush peach, and this soil is really wet, so I might leave the top off of these and let them dry out a little bit, because some of these are pretty wet. But we'll see how they do. Okay, I'm doing 15 of these. I'm not sure if I said that or not, but we're gonna do 15 of these. So let's talk about some of the failures and successes of my garden last year. So the first failure was that I thought I had the garden layout perfect. In my head it was great. The spacing of my plants, my tomato plants, I think we had planted them 24 inches apart. I thought that was good. It was not. So the problem is the tomatoes were too close together, and our rows were actually too close together. And never having planted a in-ground garden with rows and stuff, we didn't, kind of flying blind there. We didn't really know that was gonna happen. So what happened is everything, once it grew, once it got big, because everything grew great, and like I had, like everything was awesome. Problem was I couldn't get to any of my interior tomatoes. None of them. And what I should have done, looking back, is took a few of them out, so it would have made it easier to get to all of them. We just didn't. And by the time everything was ready to harvest, I was so overwhelmed with everything anyway that I was just over it. So looking back, I could have done a lot of things better. I did not. We wasted a lot of tomatoes because of it. A lot went to the green dump when we were tearing out the garden at the end of the season, because we just didn't use them. I couldn't get to them. The other thing was I didn't have the best trellis, so I used the Florida weave method, and that was the wrong choice. And by the time I found out it was the wrong choice, it was too late. And some of my tomatoes didn't even get trellised, and that made a big mess because then everything was growing on the ground and it was a disaster. Just did a quick rinse of my hands real quick. Now we're gonna write this tag. Okay, Sugar Rush Peach are done. We'll hurry and get these shishitos. And I'm doing 5 of these plants. I might be sad I didn't do more, but this year we'll do 5 of them and see how it goes. So tomatoes were too close together and it ended up in a disaster. Peppers were pretty close together also, but they didn't grow as big, so it wasn't as big of a problem. But definitely the spacing on my tomatoes this year are going to be very different. That was the first failure, but also success because everything grew really well. The second was we sprayed for weeds early on, and the weed killer we used got too close to the watermelons and none of the watermelons grew. So we killed them. So that was a lesson learned for next time. The last thing we'll do here, and since I only have this 2 rows, I'm gonna wait to label them till after. But our last row are gonna be these purple Prince, what are they? Purple Prince chili peppers. So get these going if I can get the bag open. Let's see what else. The pumpkins we grew did awesome. That was probably my most successful thing in the garden was pumpkins. I've never grown pumpkins because I haven't ever had the space for them. And they did awesome. I'll throw a picture of the harvest we got from them. They were my favorite. So while I write these other tags, pumpkins did awesome. Squash did really awesome. I planted squash knowing Todd doesn't like squash. I have never liked squash, but I was determined to find a way to cook it. So I did like it. That never happened. I never liked it. So I had squash coming out my ears and I could not give it away. I posted on Facebook, a few of our local little town groups, and I couldn't get rid of that stuff. So I am not growing a squash this year because it kind of pretty much, it didn't go to waste because we gave it to the chickens, but it was just something that I put time into that clearly we didn't enjoy. I couldn't give it to my neighbors, like it was crazy. So we're not doing squash, except pumpkins. I am doing pumpkins because the chickens, the dogs, and if we don't use any, like if we have stuff we didn't use at the end of the season, I have a neighbor that has cows and horses and I'm sure he would be grateful for pumpkins. What else did we? Melons failed, tomatoes failed and succeeded. Peppers did okay. Our raspberries, we are also new to raspberries and we pruned them in the summer or spring and they did not grow. So this year we pruned them in the winter, so hopefully they will grow this year. And grasshoppers up here were horrible. They have to get under control this year. We have to find something to get them. I don't want to let my chickens free range. Everybody just says, let your chickens out to eat them. Murph's leaving. I don't want to let my chickens free range because we have so many predators around here. We have so many birds of prey. We have random dogs that stroll the neighborhoods like they own the town. And where I don't even have a rooster. I don't have a guardian dog. I don't have a rooster to protect them. So that's why my chickens are kept in the run, because I don't want them to get killed. So chickens are not an option. So I have to find a way to kill them. I am going to do some companion planting this year, which I did none of. I'm planting a lot of flowers, nasturtiums, marigolds, all that to hopefully help with that. We'll see how that goes. All right, there are those 3 varieties. These guys need another little bit of water to get fully expanded, so we're gonna do that and give that a little bit, and we'll plant those ones. All right, everybody, thanks for starting some seeds with me. I have to go do laundry, get dinner going, get in the shower, get ready for work tomorrow. But before I go, I'm gonna throw up, we found some footage on our camera of the chicken coop, so the wind blowing it off. So I'm gonna throw that footage up right here, let you guys see that. It's lucky we didn't lose the whole thing after watching that. It was crazy. But I'll leave you guys with that, and then Murph, do you want to say goodbye? Tell him goodbye. Speak. Oh, good boy. And then we will see you guys on the next video. I have to start more seeds, so that's coming up. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. We are going to get into a lot of fun stuff this summer. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.